This is the Honshu Sub-Hilt Wakizashi. If you're unaware of its greatness, then allow me to share it with you. Classical Japanese styling meets modern cyberpunk mall ninja in this amalgamation of design, steel, and empty promises. Honshu creates a blade that somehow manages to impress with its features and overall silhouette, but disappoint in durability, which
You have been
should
judged and
strength given
found
its
wanting.
beefiness. Let's go through it.
Pommel!
It's well-shaped, it didn't hurt to use, and it offered a place to functionally grip without hurting or chewing up my hands. It also fell off, and no amount of positive commentary or ergonomic design can really change that part, and that part is
Deal-breakingly shitty. Grip!
I felt in control of the weapon, and it indexed well and offered a lot of useful and versatile options for grip.
Grippy good very yes.
Tip control was enhanced by using the Sub-Hilt section, as were twisting motions. Reach was enhanced by using a grip down by the pommel, and two hands were optional if you want to roll that way.
Versatility.
The plasticky grip isn't for everyone, but the bolts held it together, also to its credit through the durability testing. They loosened a little bit while being tossed at a tree, but that makes sense because it's plastic, and I tossed it at a tree.
Super hard tree.
I like the shape,
Funga.
minimal gapping, and overall it seems to be a really well-made guard. It doesn't offer a lot of protection, but that's not in the spirit of this particular style. The only thing I could complain about is that it kind of looks like it's a half of a frowny face, and maybe that's because the other half of it fell off like the pommel did. I'm sorry, that was a low blow.
Dick move.
There are some form over function choices here, and I'm going to get into it a little bit because this genuinely gives me a bit of pause. The leather wrap is glued on and does not do much for durability or aesthetics. It's not secure enough to offer much in the way of keeping the scabbard together or making it more durable, but it's also glued on a little shittily, and that doesn't allow you
Word
to
of
use
the day.
the leather wrap for anything other than what it is. There's also a sageo on here. That's the cord, and a kurigata. That's the little spot where that cotton-looking cord attaches. From a traditional sense, this is placed too far down, and it doesn't allow you to use it properly if tradition was your intent. It's also on the wrong side if you're going for a traditional Wakizashi or Japanese-style weapon. Now, you might be saying, hey, assface, no one here is going to be using this for traditional arts, and to you, I would say, there are tens of people who might try, but I concede the point.
Literally
but still,
tens.
there are people that are going to try and use this as an anchor point or some sort of way to affix it or retain it to a bag or a belt or something like that while they practice their mall ninja-ness in the backyard. And this little wood bit is only glued on. It doesn't offer any kind of point that would allow you to secure it to a bag, and I think it's a missed opportunity to give some other mounting option. Now, apart from that,
will
the
be
blade holds in the
disappointed.
scabbard reasonably well. It's friction fit, and I think a mechanical connection here would have been better suited. Some sort of button or clip or some sort of thing because, well, friction fit degrades over time.
Blade.
The edge was mostly dull, and that may be expected despite the advertising saying things like, takes the Wakizashi to a new level, though they, from a literal standpoint, didn't specify a better or worse level.
New fucking level.
Still, many expect mediocre edges on a blade that's around $100. I'm not one of them. This could have been better. Apart from that, I like the shape. Robust and well-portioned for the money. It doesn't have a lot of distal taper, but I think this design suits that well, and given the cost of implementing complex geometry and distal taper, I think it was a good choice. The bevels look nice. The fullers are nice as well. They offer a nice touch, two of them running along either side. And creative use of sanding created the effect of a yakote, which gives that tip a very kind of mean-looking presence. Frankly, I appreciated the effort. I tried to cut with the sword with the factory edge. It was more of a club than a sword, but after sharpening it, it did the job much better, and it wasn't terribly difficult to sharpen. Well, I use a belt sander, so keep that in mind, I cheat. Attempts to bend the sword didn't do much other than impact the hilt, and that's the only spot that I could get to bend. The blade is, well, it's pretty stiff. Stiff. More aggressive attempts at bending the sword resulted in a classic helicopter of doom.
Helicopter of doom.
Incidentally, I still can't find the tip. Now this is deal breaker number 2. Bending, twisting, developing some kind of rattle is acceptable when whacking the sword against a tree. Breaking in half, however, is a big fat nope. The blade held up to some abuse, but not enough in my mind.
Deal-breakingly shitty.
After testing, I did a quick edge test on the croquet stick of doom because I had it out anyway. The edge held up actually reasonably well. It's a shame that it broke apart before I could break it here. After that, I disassembled the handle. It came apart reasonably easily. The little bolts held up through destructive testing to their credit, and it looks like this hilt offers some option for customizability if the rubber bits aren't to your liking. Then again, who likes the feel of a rubber? That's it for experience and debatably useful information. More stuff can be found in the description down below, as well as a link if you want to buy one. And if you're asking yourself, isn't worth the $103. Assface, would you buy one for $103? I would say, were you fucking listening to what I said? It shit the bed at either end of the blade. The pommel fell off and the blade broke. And this, to me, had a lot of potential. I'm not above a little Mall Ninja design, a robust blade, a good edge retention, a versatile grip, and some easy customization options. But this was let down by performance failures.
Deal-breakingly shitty.
That are key to swords doing sword-like things, like holding together and being durable. Now sure, I abused the sword, and some of you may be impressed by how long it lasted, and if what you've seen here makes you want the sword, then I say enjoy, the link is below. To me, I want a sword I can trust will not break while I'm pretending to be cooler than I am in my backyard. Alright, I gotta go get a lozenge. Thanks for watching.